Okay, band number 2 are now ready. Our adjudicator is ready. So please give a very warm welcome to their musical director, Catherine Rogers.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute pleasure to be here this morning. We are the Deepcar Brass Band, and we're here to entertain you for the next, I'm going to say, about 16 and a half minutes or so. Possibly a few more, possibly a few less. We opened with a piece of music called Prismatic Light. It was written by Alan Fernie for the Lonehead Youth Band, and it's become very popular across the brass band movement in the last year or so. We're going to move on, and I'd like to introduce the band's first soloist for the morning. It's the band's flugelhorn player, Eleanor Long. The piece she's chosen to play takes us back to the 1960s, and the Drifters, fronted by Rudy Lewis. Now, the Drifters were due to perform and record this piece of music in May 1961 it was, and they booked the studio, they'd had all the rehearsals, and on that very, very early morning when they got up to rehearse, they had no lead singer. He died the night before. He died of a suspected heroin overdose. So, Pretty good excuse for missing rehearsal, pretty good excuse for missing the recording, but the band didn't take that. They re-recorded it a month later with a new front singer, Johnny Moore, who used to be the singer for them before Benny King took over. Obviously, the song became a hit. It became an even bigger hit in the last year or so when brass bands decided to take it on. So here to play Under the Boardwalk, Eleanor Long. I'm going to introduce a couple more of our principal players, James on euphonium, Sandra on baritone, and Georgia on horn to join Eleanor at the front. We're going to move on to a piece of music that's been set to a blessing from Ireland. Now, it was originally set for vocals, and it was arranged by Joyce Ehlers. Pronunciation isn't my thing. It's the bad thing about being a conductor. You have to somehow make a decision. I'm going to go with Ehlers. Now, the blessing was set to music for chorus, and the words are about God's blessing, going on a journey through life, that you may not have to climb a mountain, you don't have to overcome over any obstacles. You can have a nice, easy walk through life. So the words are, may the road rise up to meet you, may the wind be ever at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you. May God hold you ever in the palm of his hand. This is Stephen Bradnam's arrangement of the Irish Blessing.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for James, Eleanor, Sandra, and Georgia. So we've come to the final piece in our programme, and just on behalf of the band, I'd like to thank, obviously, Carol and all the contest organisers. Obviously, First Art for putting cameras in our faces and making us smile. It's the only time I think my band will smile. So please do follow us round if you would like to. So thank you very much for having us. We'll hopefully be back here next year, and I'm looking forward to listening to a lot of the other bands throughout the day. Our final piece has come from a suite originally written in the late 19th century for organ by a Frenchman called Léon Bolman. Now, Léon was around the same time as Charles-Marie Widor and was inspired by Sanson. So they're these big, grand organ fantasies, symphonies, toccatas, suites, absolutely anything you can think of, played in the finest cathedrals in Paris. He was one of the best organ scholars of his time, but he died quite young. He was only 35, so unfortunately for him, he only managed to write 160 pieces of music, unlike Haydn with his thousands. But this is one of the pieces that really stood out for him. This is one that became famous when he was alive and after his death, and it was written for a friend of his. So the suite starts off with a chorale in true cathedral style, big, grand, bold, showing off every stop the organ has. It then skips through a minuet and comes to a prayer, the Prayer of Notre Dame. And then it reaches its close. It reaches the toccata. This is the most exciting movement. It brings everything to a close, and it brings our programme to a close today. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to us, and I hope you enjoy this. This is the toccata from Suite Gothique.